Just because this whatever solution works for your mom, sister, or best friend doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. We're all very different people. We all have very different root causes, and our bodies all have different needs. So, what worked for me to clear my skin is not necessarily going to work for you. I would never just have you do exactly what I did because there's no one size fits all approach when it comes to something like this. Hi, I'm Mia. I'm a certified integrative health practitioner, and I help millennial women to overcome hormonal acne post-birth control using my integrative health program. So today I'm going to be talking about the number one reason why you aren't achieving your goal of clear skin post-birth control. And that reason is because you don't have a step-by-step plan or process in place for you to get from where you are now to your goal of having clear skin post-birth control. So where you are now is a place that I can relate to because I was there before. So you're either currently struggling with your skin, and this may have started while you were on birth control, or shortly after you stopped your birth control, like what happened for me. So I was super frustrated and overwhelmed at that point in time because I didn't really know what to do next, especially after trying so many different things on my own. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. So I know exactly what that overwhelm and frustration feels like. And with time, I ended up getting more frustrated because I had tried so many different things and I still wasn't getting the results that I was looking for. My progress was kind of going in reverse because my skin kept progressively getting worse over time. So ultimately, I know that your goal is to have clear skin and to kind of get back to yourself before you were struggling with your acne. And for me personally, that affected my confidence, and also for a lot of people it'll affect the way that they show up in both their social and professional life. So ultimately, I know that your goal is to get back to who you were before you had acne, and I'm happy to say that if I can overcome this, I know that you guys can overcome it as well, and I would love to support and guide you along that journey. So the biggest mistakes that I see happen when people don't have a clear step-by-step process that they're going to be following to achieve their goal of clear skin are two things. The first one that I see a lot is that people will ask their friends or people that they know, or they will also ask people online for advice about this. And sometimes the people who they're asking for advice have not overcome this issue themselves. And even if they have, just because this whatever solution works for your mom, sister, or best friend doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you. We're all very different people. We all have very different root causes, and our bodies all have different needs. So what worked for me to clear my skin is not necessarily going to work for you. I would never just have you do exactly what I did because there's no one size fits all approach when it comes to something like this. And that's something that's really important to remember. The other big issue that I see happen a lot, and this is the road that I went down, is doing the DIY approach and kind of the trial and error approach. So what happens when you're going down this road, like I did, you end up doing a lot of research. I was digging into all the books, everything that I could find online, on Instagram, blog posts, everywhere. And I got a huge array of different options to try, but none of these things were presented in a way where it was a step-by-step process telling me exactly what I needed to do, in what order, or why. It was more of me trying to put that puzzle together myself, and to be honest, I failed miserably doing that. I didn't get results doing what I was doing, and I was just trying so many different things to see what would work, and at the end of the day, none of it works for me. So the biggest problem with this approach is that there's no clear-cut answer of what you should or shouldn't do, what is worth your time and what isn't, and the advice is so general that it's not really geared to what your body specifically needs at this moment in time to address the root cause of your problem. So, so overall, what you really need to achieve your goal is a step-by-step plan that's going to tell you, from A to Z exactly what you need to do to get from where you are now to your goal of having clear skin. And also, when I do this for my clients, what I really like to also include is why I'm recommending that you do these things, because it's important to kind of, not understand the what, but also the why. Because sometimes, healing is not necessarily going to be a linear journey. You may be struggling with something right now, and then it comes up again later on. And ultimately, I don't want my clients to have to rely on me forever. We work together in a 3-month container, but my ultimate goal is for them to have the tools they need to continue on their health journey when we are no longer working together. So that's really why I get into the why. So if something comes up again, they're like, okay, dealt with this in the past, this is how I dealt with or handled that situation, and they're able to address it on their own. So this step-by-step process, I usually call it a roadmap. It really has to do a few things, but the most important ones are going to be identify and address the root causes of your acne, using a tried and true process. So not something that worked for your mom, sister, or best friend, but something that is kind of like a framework that can be customized to your specific needs. And also it needs to be a bio-individual protocol that's geared to you, of course, because it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all solution for acne. But yeah, so that's about it that I have for today. So if this resonated with you and you're serious about committing to your goal of clearing your skin post birth control, and also committing to yourself to doing the work to overcome this challenge that you're having, please feel free to DM me. I would love to connect with you and also see if we're a good fit to work together so you can take action now. I will see you guys next week.